Le bolide, qui fonçait à plus de 260 km à l'heure, est littéralement projeté en l'air à la suite d'un accrochage au niveau des...
Here are 4 of the most disturbing fatal crashes in motorsport racing history, spanning from Formula One, NASCAR, and beyond. Each tragedy not only claimed a driver's life, but also prompted major safety changes that reshaped the sport. Helmut Koinigg was a Formula One driver, arriving at the sport later than many of his rivals. Born in Vienna, Austria, on November 3, 1948, Koinigg initially excelled as a competitive skier before studying engineering and journalism. His racing career began in 1969 after purchasing a former Niki Lauda Mini Cooper S, quickly demonstrating his skill in touring cars and Formula Super V. Over the coming seasons, he claimed victories at Nivelles, Zolder, Hockenheim, and the Österreichring, while also competing in endurance racing with Porsche and Ford. Although financial limitations prevented him from securing several high-profile opportunities, his talent eventually caught the attention of John Surtees, who signed him to drive the Surtees TS16 for the final 2 races of the 1974 Formula One season. Koinigg immediately impressed by finishing 10th on his Grand Prix debut at the Canadian Grand Prix. Another opportunity came on October 6, 1974, during the United States Grand Prix at Watkins Glen International. Starting from 24th on the grid, Koinigg had already gained 2 positions when something went wrong on lap 10. His Surtees suffered what investigators believed was either a suspension failure or a rapidly deflating tire approaching turn 7. The car left the track and headed almost straight into the Armco barrier. Under ordinary circumstances, the impact should have been relatively survivable because the car struck the barrier at a comparatively modest speed. Instead, the improperly installed Armco guardrail became the true hazard. The lower rail collapsed beneath the car while the upper sections remained rigid, allowing the car to slide underneath. The exposed steel rail tore through the cockpit and killed Koinigg instantly in one of Formula One's most horrifying accidents. As you can see from this photo, the big circle shows where he sat on the car, and inside the smaller circle lies a black helmet atop the engine, which still contains his head. The tragedy permanently ended a career that had lasted just 1 completed Formula One race. Equally disturbing was what followed, as officials chose not to stop the Grand Prix. Marshals simply covered the wreckage with a tarpaulin while the race continued for more laps. Many competitors remained unaware of Koinigg's death until much later, including Niki Lauda and other Surtees drivers, who immediately retired from the race after knowing their friend had been killed. Koinigg had been married only 5 months before the accident, making the loss even more heartbreaking. His death exposed critical flaws in barrier construction and inspection, prompting Formula One to improve guardrail standards, redesign hazardous sections of Watkins Glen, and eventually develop stronger impact testing procedures. Mike Rich, a tire changer, was as dedicated to NASCAR as the drivers he supported. Born in Blairsville, Georgia, in 1958, Rich owned a successful construction and excavation company while becoming deeply involved in his local community. His true passion, however, was stock car racing. Determined to reach the NASCAR Winston Cup Series, he joined Melling Racing, the championship organization behind Bill Elliott. Rich relentlessly practiced tire changes on a retired Winston Cup car parked at his home until he earned the position of primary rear tire changer on the famous number 9 Ford Thunderbird. By the 1990 season, Melling Racing remained one of NASCAR's strongest teams, and Rich had established himself as one of the quickest over-the-wall crew members. The defining moment came on November 18, 1990, during the Atlanta Journal 500 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. The season finale featured a fierce championship battle between Dale Earnhardt and Mark Martin, while Bill Elliott led a race-high 94 laps. On lap 296, a caution flag triggered one final round of pit stops. On lap 300, as Elliott's crew serviced the right side of the car, Rich knelt beside the right rear wheel, concentrating on securing the lug nuts. At the same moment, Ricky Rudd entered the adjacent pit stall at around 100 miles per hour. When Rudd locked his brakes, his Chevrolet spun sideways and made right rear to right rear contact with Elliott's Ford. Rich was crushed between the two cars before anyone had time to react.
Four tires. This is something they did not want to see. Oh, look out, look out! Oh my gosh! Ricky Rudd got tapped in, one of Elliott's crewmen, underneath the cars. He came flying in. Now they push Ricky Rudd's car away. Oh my, now they tell Ricky not to stop.
Here comes Rudd's car in. You see the right rear tire changer did not know that car was coming, and the jack man was hit as well. Folks, I'm sorry that you...
Rich suffered catastrophic head and chest injuries and was moved to Georgia Baptist Hospital, where he died during emergency surgery after going into cardiac arrest. Unlike many previous tragedies, this one produced immediate action. NASCAR introduced mandatory speed limits for pit road for the 1991 season, a rule that fundamentally transformed pit lane safety and was eventually adopted by Formula One, IndyCar, and other major racing series. Additional requirements for helmets, fire-resistant uniforms, and stricter crew regulations followed in later years. Gilles Villeneuve was a popular Formula One driver and champion born on January 18, 1950, in Quebec, Canada. He started his competitive career in motorized snowmobile racing, where he claimed multiple regional titles between 1971 and 1973. Villeneuve had already won the regional Formula Ford Championship in 1973, and his victory at the 1974 World Championship Snowmobile Derby helped his transition into single-seater auto racing faster, leading to absolute dominance in the 1976 Formula Atlantic Championship. After defeating world champion James Hunt at Trois-Rivières in 1976, McLaren offered him a Grand Prix debut before Enzo Ferrari signed him for the 1978 season. Villeneuve achieved legendary status at Ferrari with 6 victories and a runner-up finish in the 1979 World Drivers' Championship, earning the nickname High Priest of Destruction from Enzo Ferrari for his ferocious car control. The psychological strain peaked during the Belgian Grand Prix qualifying session at Circuit Zolder on May 8, 1982. 2 weeks earlier at Imola, teammate Didier Pironi defied a team slow sign to pass Villeneuve on the final lap, stealing the victory. Deeply embittered by this betrayal, Villeneuve arrived at Zolder flying his helicopter erratically. When Pironi set a faster qualifying time, an emotionally exhausted Villeneuve returned to the track with under 10 minutes remaining on worn qualifying tires to beat his rival. At the Butte Rise, Villeneuve caught the slower car of Jochen Mass, who moved right to yield the racing line just as Villeneuve attempted a high-speed pass on that exact side. The Ferrari struck Mass at an estimated 124 to 140 miles per hour, launching it airborne for over 328 feet before violently cartwheeling along the track.
Et puis, subitement, c'est la catastrophe. Le bolide qui fonçait à plus de 260 km/h est littéralement projeté en l'air, à la suite d'un accrochage au niveau des pneus avec une voiture qui ne...
The severe forces sheared the seat mounts from the monocoque, ejecting Villeneuve 164 feet into the catch fencing with his helmet completely torn away. He sustained fatal cervical fractures and a severed spinal cord. Despite rapid resuscitation efforts and being placed on life support so his wife, Joanne, could reach his bedside, he was pronounced dead that evening at the St. Raphael University Hospital. This tragedy became an immediate catalyst for Formula One to implement sweeping safety updates, including a complete ban on sliding ground effect skirts, flat bottom chassis regulations, survival cell reinforcement, and the gradual removal of wire catch fencing. Alberto Noya was an Argentinian racer who was born on April 11, 1976, rising through regional touring car ranks to place second in the 2000 ALMA Championship, driving a modified Fiat 600. This success propelled him into the competitive TC Pista Series in 2001, the primary feeder division for the prestigious Turismo Carretera Championship. Driving a Dodge Cherokee, Noya competed in 21 events over 5 years. Throughout his national career, he relied on his trusted co-pilot and navigator, Gabriel Miller, forming a highly unified independent racing operation. On July 16, 2006, the team entered the 9th round at the Autodromo Ciudad de Rafaela, a dangerous high-speed oval where average lap speeds routinely neared 124 miles per hour. The circuit had a perilous history, including a fatal 1998 crash involving Raul Petrich and Oscar Lofudo that had prompted concrete wall installations. On the 5th or 6th lap of the final, compromised track conditions featured damp asphalt and wet grass that gave racers less traction. Noya's Dodge then made contact with the other car at the entrance to the second chicane, which caused him to spin and stop in the middle of the chicane directly in the path of oncoming race traffic. Fellow racer Hugo Faianas could not avoid the Dodge and broadsided it at roughly 118 miles per hour.
Recién comienza aquí en Rafaela.
El récord de vuelta está en poder de Oscar Sánchez en la vuelta pasada, en la cuarta, con minuto 25-23.
Atención, Faianas se lo llevó puesto Alberto Noya. Una piña impresionante en una situación muy similar a la que había ocurrido hace un par de años atrás.
The space frame chassis lacked lateral energy-absorbing structures, causing severe cabin intrusion that struck co-pilot Gabriel Miller, killing him on the way to hospital. While Faianas and his co-driver suffered minor injuries, Noya was extracted using hydraulic shears but died from severe brain edema 3 days later, on July 19th, at Sanatorio Güemes. The tragedy sparked spectator riots. They burned tires, tore down fencing, and attacked drivers, causing the main event's cancellation, and forced the ACTC to permanently ban co-pilots, mandate lateral side pontoons, and centralize driver seating. There is actually one more, and it's the most significant tragedies in Formula One history, is the fatal accident involving Tom Pryce during the 1977 South African Grand Prix. However, this is one tragedy I can't cover in full. What happened was the result of a chain of events that unfolded in just a few seconds. During the race, a track marshal ran across the circuit carrying a fire extinguisher to assist another driver. Tom Pryce had almost no time to react, and the collision proved fatal for both men. The available footages contains extremely graphic and distressing imagery that aren't suitable for YouTube.